Hi, I'm Mrs. Kessers from Walsh Jesuit High School, and this section is on rational expressions. So first let's go ahead and look at something that's a rational expression. It means that it has a variable in the top and the bottom. Okay, so looking at this, when you have 25x squared plus 10x all over 20x, now what we did is we want to take this bottom and split it up into two. Okay, or what you can also think about is what can you take out of all of these? Okay, looking at the top, okay, what you can take out, it has to be a trifecta, it has to be out of all of them, okay? So you can take a 5 out of all of these, and you can take an x out of all of these. So if I take a 5 and an x out of everything, I'm left with 5x, then plus, take a 5x out of there, I'm left with 2, and then on the bottom, if I take a 5x out of there, I am left with 4, okay? So that is one answer that I could have. Also, another way that you could do it is split your 20 up with both of them and have 25x squared plus 10x and then have each of them over 20x. Here, one of your x's can cancel out and you can take a 5 out of both of those, okay, and you're left with 5x all over 4. And then with these, you can take actually a 10 out of both of them and an x, and you're left with 1/2. I will take either of those answers. They are both considered right. So either way that you want to do that is perfectly fine with me. All right, let's go ahead and look at something if we want to simplify it like this. So what you want to do first is factor. So factors of 18 that add to 9, that's going to give me n plus 3 and n plus 6. Now on the bottom, factors of negative 15 that add to 2, that's going to give me an n plus 3 and an n minus 5. So you see that your whole quantity of n plus 3's can completely cancel out. And then all you're left with is n plus 6 all over n minus 5. Now these n's right here cannot cancel because of this plus and minus sign. So your final answer, n plus 6 over n minus 5. Now let's go ahead and look at if we were dividing. Okay, so whenever you're working with fractions and you have division, you always want to take the second one and flip it. So just rewrite it as x squared minus 2x minus 15 all over 4x squared plus 8x, and then flip the back one. So you have 4x minus 20 all over x plus 3. Now what you want to do is factor and then cancel. So if we factor here, x squared minus 2x minus 15, factors of negative 15, that add to negative 2 are x minus 5 and an x plus 3. Cross that guy out because I know that I'm done with him. All right. Then 4x squared plus 8x. I can take a 4x out of both of those, and I'm left with x plus 2. Then on the top over here, we have 4x minus 20. I can take a 4x out, and I'm left with x minus 5. Then on the bottom, I'm just left with an x plus 3. Now what you can do is cancel things from the top and from the bottom. So we want to go through and start canceling things. So this x plus 3 is gone. This 4 right here and this 4 are gone. You cannot cancel the x minus 5 and the x minus 5 because they're both on the same level. So you have x minus 5 times x minus 5 on top, and then on the bottom you have an x and an x plus 2. So your final answer could be written like that, or if you recognize that x minus 5 times x minus 5 can be written as x minus 5 quantity squared all over x times x plus 2, you could also write it that way. So I'll take either of these as your final answer. All right, let's go ahead and keep on looking at some more. All right, let's go ahead and simplify. So let's say we have x over 3y plus 2 over 9x squared y. Now, you cannot just go ahead and just smash those together, okay, and make it x plus 2 over the multiplying it by this. Think of with fractions. With fractions, you always have to have the same least common denominator or the same denominator. So, let's go ahead and get our LCD. So, when looking at 3y and 9x squared, okay, looking at the numbers, 3 and 9, your least common denominator between 3 and 9 would be 9. Then you want to take the most amount of variables that you see in one of your denominators. So in this one, we see a y in both. So that means we need a y in our LCD. Then you see an x squared in only one of them. You take the highest amount that you see in one, so that means I need an x squared in my LCD. Now what you want to do is you want to think, okay, I have 3y. I want 9yx squared. So what do I multiply 3y by to get 9yx squared? And you multiply by 3x squared. So 3x squared over 3x squared, okay, because I want to get 9y squared. I have 9y squared in this second fraction, and I want 9y squared, or 9yx squared in the second fraction. I have what I want, so just multiply by 1 over 1. So this first one, I get 3x cubed all over 9x squared y, then plus 2 all over 9x squared y. Now, when I have the same exact thing, the same exact denominator, I smash the top together, and it gives me 3x cubed plus 2, and then all over 9x squared y. And you just rewrite that denominator once. All right, and you cannot cross-cancel anything because of this plus sign here, so you are done. All right, let's go ahead and try another one like this. We have x over x minus 5 plus 6 over x plus 2. So let's go ahead and try this one. So your LCD, what I want you to do is put these guys in parentheses because you have to look at them in quantity. They go together. Okay, so we need an x minus 5 and we need an x plus 2. So that's what our least common denominator is. X minus 5 and x plus 2. So we have x minus 5. We want x minus 5 times x plus 2. So for this first fraction, multiply by x plus 2 over x plus 2. In the second fraction, you have x plus 2, and you want x minus 5 times x plus 2, so you multiply by x minus 5 over x minus 5. So distribute your x, and it's very important that you put everything in parentheses because it's going to remind you to distribute. So we have x squared plus 2x all over x plus 2, x minus 5. Then plus, take your 6, distribute that. 6x minus 30 all over x plus 2, x minus 5. Now, smash everything together. Okay, smash the top together and you get x squared plus 2x plus 6x minus 30 all over just one of your bottom, which is x plus 2, x minus 5. Then finally, add your like terms together, which is your 2x and your 6x. So you have x squared plus 8x minus 30 all over x plus 2, x minus 5. And then the last thing is to just look at the top. Can we factor this? Factors of negative 30 that add to 8. Now if you think about the factors of negative 30, you have 2 and 15, 3 and 10, and 6 and 5. None of those, no matter how you put them, are going to add to 8. So you cannot factor the top, so this is my final answer. And don't worry about going through and distributing that bottom or foiling it. You just keep it the same with it in parentheses. So if you have any questions, make sure you stop by the math office or email me at kesterse@walshjesuit.org. I'll see you in class.